Hello, coin collectors out there. Welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Hopefully everyone is having a great day as always. In today's video, we are going to look at the coin that's in the back right here, but I first wanted to start it out by looking at the control, which is the normal penny on the top right here. See those initials right there, FG. Look at this penny on the back. You can't really see them at all. And then if we slide it so we can see both of the roofs right here, this one actually on the back is what's known as a floating roof error. So it's common to find the missing initials error penny as well as the floating roof penny together. We flip it over to see the date. It's 1969D. And before I get into any more details, I wanted to give a special shout out to fellow YouTuber Chris Vellner. He actually brought this to my attention. I originally made a video about this specific coin back in September of 2018, and he left a comment. He recognized that the 1969D penny that I made a video about had the floating roof. The initials are very faint, he said, on the penny, almost visible, but not quite. But the Lincoln Memorial Cent is missing the vertical lines under the soffits of the roof completely. So let me flip it back over to this. So he said that this coin is missing the vertical lines on the soffit completely. So I'll adjust the lighting so we can see it even better now. That is correct. So very thankful for Chris Vellner for pointing this out. Another subscriber, Roots Mango, commented on his comment saying he was going to point out the same thing. But I'm very thankful for people like Chris who point out these different errors and different anomalies on the coins that I miss, and then I'm able to go back and better educate people on it. So this video is dedicated to Chris Vellner. Now, all right, now let's get back into the details of this coin. So the 1969 floating roof, we'll talk about both the floating roof and the missing initials. Let's start with the floating roof first. So the floating roof is a result of polishing or a worn die. Now that to me sounds like it's very likely to occur, especially when you look at the mintages of these coins. The 1969D, there are over 4 million of them made. So if you have that many coins, you're going to have some where the die gets over polished or overworked and creates some die anomalies. So 1969 Denver Mint, there were 4 billion. I'm not sure if I said 4 million or 4 billion earlier, but there were in fact 4 billion with a B, 4,2,832,000 of these that were made. So that's going to cause a lot of errors, a lot of varieties in the different striking of the coin. Now let's get back to some more details on it. So the specimens, as a result of over polishing, floating roof. The creation of these varieties is not by design, nor is it an error. It's a production anomaly, and the level of quality is often subjective and open to debate. Nonetheless, some of these are recognized minor die varieties. So if you look at right here, so it's just a result of over polishing, so it's a minor die variety, but it's a very cool coin to add to part of your collection. So Chris made a video about this, and he referenced a website called 1 Million Pennies Project, blogspot.com. So some of my information will come from there as well. Now that is the floating roof. So we've got the floating roof right here. And now let's look at the missing initials. So the floating roof and the missing initials will often go hand in hand, and they're most common on the 1969D, 1971D, and 1972D. Now these coins all have very high mintage. So this one on the top right here, this is kind of the control coin that we are looking at. The one on the back side, the one below it, is the anomaly. So we see FG right there. Those are the assistant engraver for the U.S. Mint. Those are his initials. His name is Frank Gasparo. So we see FG right there on this penny, and then we look back here and we don't see FG at all. So this again is a over die polishing result. So it's a die polishing or blockage of grease, or maybe grease got into the die where the FG initials were, and that caused it to be blocked up, so you can't see it. Chris said that you can faintly see it. On the previous video I rotated a little bit, so you might have better look at seeing if you look right there. Maybe you see a little bit of the FG, but just based on the naked eye without rotating it too much, you can barely see the FG initials on these. Now, if you go to eBay and check out the most recent results, that will give you a good indication of what these are currently selling for. And from what I can see, they're generally selling for around $1 to $2. So you can add these to your collection for relatively inexpensive. Now, if you've got a coin like this, which has some mistakes on the obverse right here. Now, this doesn't look like it's mint damage. It looks like that's kind of just corrosion and wear and tear from circulation. So a obverse design like this right here will detract from the value of the coin, so that will prevent it from being graded very highly. But it's interesting that this particular variety is actually recognized by PCGS. So if you go on the PCGS website, pcgscoinfacts.com/coin detail, and then look at the coin that you're looking for, you can find the 1969D 1 cent no FG graded, different kind of grades, one of them being red. Now, as far as the value of it goes, they're going to be valuable with that red designation to it. In a mint state 60 or higher, that's where you really see the value to it. As far as recent auction results, the most recent in there was a February 2017 Heritage auction in which a PCGS graded no FG 1969D red sold for $505. So at the top end, like a lot of coins, these are worth a lot of money, but you have to get your coin graded by a coin company like PCGS. Otherwise, you can sell it for $1 or $2 on eBay. All right, everyone, that's all the info that I've got for you today. I'll close it out by putting these kind of side by side and then zooming in, and you'll be able to see the floating roof and the missing initials on this coin right here. So no vertical lines necessary right here that should have been there, and no engraver's initials right here. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy, and best of luck coin collecting out there, everyone. Take care.